own things. I just hope I'm inspiration, cause that's what we all need. Give them more. Sometimes you just need some good words. Give them more. Knowledge keep increasing since birth. Give them more. I guess being real got its perk. Give them more. And when you think you can't get any worse, give them more. If you got something heavy on your mind, give them more. When you feel like you about to fall behind, give them more. Even if you doing just fine, give them more. Young guy, this is your time. Give them more.
It's your favorite host doing the most, and you know I love the boast. It's Mo Williams tuning in, and welcome to the GivemoPodcast. I know it's been a while. It's been literally a month. It's been about 32, 33 days since the last episode. Thank you guys for always supporting. I know I'll be missing. I accomplished something big. First, big shout out to everyone who supported me, being my fiance, family, friends, everyone. You know, I'm not big on necessarily celebrating myself. I don't really know how to. So you know, behind me we got the yay, congrats, Mar. Shout out to my fiance for that, for putting this up. Maybe I'll take a picture of her, show you what it looked like, since my camera won't capture it all. But you know, I'm not big on celebrating myself. I don't really know how to, but you know, in the process of accomplishing things, sometimes we reach a point where we actually accomplish it and you be like, I'm really here. You know, I was watching the NFL draft, which is playing right now, and it's like, once you get there, you know, and I had a conversation with my cousin, we always talk about, there are people who get there and that's all they wanted to do. Now, there's only 400 so players in the NBA. So really think about it, you know, 400 people out of the 7 billion people in the world play at the highest level of basketball, right? And that's a little compared to a lot, right? A very big difference between 400 and 7 billion people. And then you have however many people that play overseas and play in those leagues and have other opportunities. But even if you take every, you know, professional basketball league that's legit and put it, it's still a big chunk of the population who don't play. Now, in those leagues, you have your basic players, you got bench players, you got rising stars, superstars, you got icons, right? And I had this conversation with my cousin explaining to, and we was talking about it, and I said, there's a lot of people who just okay making it to there. You know, it's draft night, you get drafted number 1 or you get drafted in the last round, and then these people become bust, and we be like, oh my God, what happened? He was supposed to be good, this, and that. Well, sometimes people just want to make it there. You know, if your goal is to make it to the NBA and be a millionaire, and you can do that without really, you know, of course you got to be special, don't take it lightly, but if you got that talent, that ability, you can make it. But what drives you to be great, right? So no matter, basically what I'm saying in life is, no matter what pick you are in the draft for whatever you want to do, whether you're the first pick or the 199th pick in this draft, make sure that you take advantage of your opportunity and keep pushing. And the reason why I say that is because don't be okay with just being okay. If you're going to push, if you're going to grind to something, then be the best that you can be. And there's nothing wrong with people that's okay with being okay. I'm not okay with just being okay. But I have to remind myself that every time you accomplish something, it is a milestone. It is something to think about. And maybe I can't fully process what I accomplished. I don't really want to talk about it because I got plans to talk about it later in depth as much as I can, but I don't really think about it. I think about the opportunity, but I know it's not over yet. I still got work to do. I can't be okay with saying, okay, you secure this part. I still have to run it and make sure I create something great on a day-to-day basis. Run it and make sure that it don't flop, because I'm taking a chance on myself and I believe in myself. And to everyone watching, I just hope you believe in yourself. Another thing I want to talk about is grit. During this process, one of the major questions or something we had to answer was, how can you explain grit? And to me, I never really thought about grit as a word. It's a 4-letter word, but it's a very powerful word. What they wanted to know, how can you display grit? What will stop you? Like, they want to know what can stop you. But in other terms, they want to know, can you persevere through anything? What situation where you supposed to fail and you may not have got the best outcome, but you didn't quit? So let's talk about grit in depth. What makes you a gritty person? What makes you okay with saying, I don't have to be the first pick. You can draft me whenever. Matter of fact, I can go undrafted. I'm going to bet on myself, and I'm going to keep pushing. We're not talking about sports no more. There is a draft in life that takes place when you are chosen. And I always remember, if you're chosen a million, you are still the chosen one because you was chosen. Don't let nobody tell you that your place or when your time, don't let nobody speed up your clock. Because what's happening now is, we was hit with a pandemic year last year, and pretty much everyone who took the time to pray, to invest in themselves, develop themselves, come up with goals, come up with a plan, come up with something that was achievable. You look at 2021 and there's a lot of people achieving things, but there's also people that's failing. But for every failure is an opportunity to get up and find another way, because maybe that's not what God, the universe, whatever you choose to believe in. As you know, in the GivemoPodcast, I'm not here to make you believe in anything you don't want to believe in outside of inspiration. So I want you to understand that sometimes we may get hit with obstacles. Sometimes we may get hit with things, and we got to get back up every time. Do you have grit? You may have a job that you don't like. That's okay. Come up with a plan. Figure out a way to get out of there. Don't tell me you don't like something, but you're not figuring it out. There's no way that you could not like something every day and not get better at getting past that point. There's a lot of people out here who don't really like the situation they're in. But this may be your opportunity to display grit and show the world that I'm not going to give up. Am I going to be the happiest every day? No. Because though I'm doing good in life and I'm grateful for everything, I'm still not happy. And then you will see other people that say, you should be thankful for what you got. It's easy to say that when you're not in the person's shoes. It's easy to say that when you don't go through these people battles. It's easy to say that when you're just not that person. You don't have that person's mental. You don't have that person's nothing, so you can't really tell them how to react. And, you know, times are changing. You're starting to see more opportunities come for everybody, especially, you know, women. Of course, we always say shout out to all the women nationwide, because without y'all, what is life? What is the world? But in workplaces and things like that, and I can only speak on it from my point of view, I noticed that in certain roles, especially position of powers, promotional things like that, normally when a woman is getting ahead, they try to find every reason to bring them down. You know, that's the ego. Well, she's emotional, she's this, she's that. And I said to every woman out there who's on that grind, who's making things happen, just keep pushing, you know. For every 2 or 3 men that's jealous and scared of a woman's power, you have males like me that sit back and we understand that there's nothing in the world better than women. So with that being said, you know, to all the women out there nationwide, keep pushing, keep striving, keep being the best that you can be, because even though us men or, you know, society try to make it hard for you guys, just keep on pushing. I promise you, if you pay attention to what's going on in the world, things are changing. Times are changing. I don't have to speak on it. But let's go back to that draft pick. You could be the grittiest draft pick. You be the last pick in the draft. That means nothing as long as you perform. As long as you keep going. As long as you keep pushing. You have people or players like Shannon Sharp, who I believe is drafted like 6th round, 192 pick. And you have to be like, he's still a Hall of Famer. How you go from that far down to becoming a Hall of Famer, and the hardest sport to become a Hall of Famer in? And then you got players and picks like LeBron James, where you get picked first and expectations is beyond even imagination. And not only do you meet those expectations, but you surpass them. So you got front runners, you got top dogs, and you got underdogs. Everybody is fighting the battle. Just because you've been number one your whole career doesn't mean it's easier for you. Just because God gave you this ability doesn't mean it's easy. It may look easy, but a lot of times when you are overly blessed, for some may call, or just have a lot of abilities and you make stuff look easy, a lot of times you're fighting mental battles because you run into a lot of easiness in your life. Everything come to you so easily, so you feel like nothing is hard, and that's not good. That may make you lazy. But to be a number one pick, to be a top dog and work harder than the person that wasn't picked, that was the last pick in the draft, that tells you that a person is meant to be special. So like I said, no matter what leg of the race you're running to the best of your ability. I know we get tired. I know we get beat down. I know mentally it's draining. I know life will kick you and kick you and kick you. And every time you got to get up and get up and get up. And when you talk to people, they give you cliche answers like, you'll make it, things will get better. Let me tell you something. You may not believe it, but things will get better. It may not seem that way, but things will get better. You can't tell me you live every day of your life and nothing good happens. It's all about how you value these things. Even if you see something good happens to somebody else, you got people who will be happier for you than people you know your whole life because they just happy to see something good happen for you. Let's display grit. Let's display humility. Let's stay humble at all times. But never forget, when it's your time to shine, shine in whatever way you feel possible. You know, there's a lot of people who want the spotlight but want to hide. Be careful what you ask for. Don't say you want to be rich and famous, but you don't want to be seen. That don't go together. Because with fame comes attention. If you want to be rich, go be rich for something. There's regular millionaires. There's millionaires that's on TV. There's regular people that get money. There's extraordinary people that get money. There's regular people who broke. There's celebrities who's broke. You choose your path. All I can tell you is along the race, stay as gritty as possible. Don't let nothing stop you. Keep running your race and everything will be okay. I promise you it will. Like I said, all we here to do is inspire. I don't really like to talk about myself too much, but to see my mother and people say, I've never seen you work so hard towards something. I don't have to brag on myself because as long as the work is being seen, as long as, you know, people who matter in my life can say, I believed in you, I knew you had it, and I didn't even look at it like it was cliche. Because most people be like, it's easy to say a person have it when they got it. It's hard. If it would have went the other way, it's hard to respond to that. So try to succeed as much as you can. If it's not meant, it won't happen. But I try to manifest and pray and put myself in position to achieve and achieve and achieve. And I achieved a major goal, but guess what? For right now, I still have to go to the same job I had. I still have things to figure out. I'm still humble. I still show up to work. I didn't just quit my job and say, you know, because I understand my reality. I have to keep pushing. I have to say that even though I have this major opportunity in the near future, I still have to go do what allowed me to get there. So with that being said, once again, I'm your favorite host, Mo Williams, tuning in. I know it's been a while. I know this ain't really the longest message. It's not meant to be. I'm just tuning in to let you guys know that I'm still here. Like I said, whatever leg in the race you in, keep running. Whatever life throws something at you, stay gritty. Have grit. Don't let nothing stop you. No matter what the situation is, how many times you get kicked, keep getting up. And last but not least, in honor of the NFL draft, no matter what pick you are, or even if you go undrafted in this life, you still got an opportunity to succeed. Once again, with that being said, I'm Mo Williams. I love you guys. Keep running your race. Stay above water and keep manifesting. I promise you, everything else is going to fall in place. Peace.